We're back with a look at how soaring inflation and extreme heat are impacting vulnerable families in Arizona, one of America's fastest growing and fastest warming states. NBC News correspondent Cal Perry joins us now from Phoenix, where temperatures are expected to hit the mid-90s again today. Cal, good morning. Thanks for being up super early there for us. Hopefully that means it's a little bit cooler. But in this kind of weather, I mean, not having AC or not being able to afford to run it can be deadly. Tell us how much of a problem that is there right now. How prevalent is that?
It's as you said, deadly, and it's getting worse because this is a city that, for example, now averages more than 110 days a year of triple-digit temperatures. So you talked about today is going to be in the 90s. People here are saying that's a pretty cool day, right? These heat waves are lasting longer and they are hotter. That is because of climate change, and you have families that are having to make the impossible choice of what to pay for, whether or not to keep their houses cool or whether to pay for other bills. As you said, it is resulting in deaths. I think that the year 2020 was really a sea change here in this city because you saw a 60% increase in deaths due to heat. We had a chance to talk to the director of a local NGO. Here's what she had to say. Take a listen.
Our families mostly are most vulnerable, are aging, are disabled, are homebound. Summers are brutal, and the death toll that it takes on families who cannot afford, have a good working air conditioner, but cannot afford to keep it on. So in the last...
And that's a dangerous situation, right?
They're dying in their own homes, 105 degrees inside their home because they can't afford to turn the air on.
And the reality, Savannah, of course, is that this is a problem that is going to only get worse. There are mitigation efforts, certainly, that the city is trying to implement when it comes to urban areas and keeping the temperature down inside the city. But climate change, we know that this is basically the coolest summer for the rest of our lifetimes. It's only going to get hotter. And again, it's those triple-digit days and how many there are every summer that is of concern. And that is really a problem, especially when you couple it with inflation, Savannah.
Yeah, let's talk more about inflation. I mean, wow, what a line there that you just said. They're dying in their own homes, and now everything just costs more. I know you've been speaking with families about that, the impact that the heat along with sky-high inflation has on their lives. What are they telling you? And also, is it a particularly bad issue in the state of Arizona where you are?
Yeah, so inflation is worse in Arizona than it is nationally, slightly worse, which is interesting because, as you said, it is one of the fastest part of the country as far as growth. When you look at what happened in the pandemic, a lot of people moved here because they thought they could virtually work with cheap housing, and that has since changed after the pandemic. It's not just housing, as you said, it's everything. And so people are not just having to make those impossible choices of what to pay for, but they're having to change the way that they live. We talked to a couple of families who are economically disadvantaged, who are struggling. Take a listen to what they had to say.
They've had to shift their lifestyle, whether it was working more hours, whether it was technically this class as in literally switching careers, or it was almost like they're buying less groceries and they're having to, again, still work those more hours to meet the demand of the gas and having to drive to work, or just in general.
So I started doing delivery driving, like Uber Eats, Instacart, just working all the time. And at first it was going well. I felt like, wow, this is really good. I'm able to pay my bills and still kind of save some money. It was going really well. But once the gas prices went up, it became impossible for me to continue it.
We spoke to an economist here in Arizona yesterday who was talking about interest rates, the Fed raising, of course, interest rates 75 base points. What will that do for the economy here in Arizona? Well, it may improve inflation, eventually, but in the short term, it's likely we're going to see prices continue to rise, Savannah.
All right, Cal Perry, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.